Hello and welcome to another episode of Life Talks with me, Fawole. We have the wizard, yeah, and I swear, no pun intended, we have man like Mandeep in the house. Come on, come on. You good?
Yeah.
You good?
Good.
This is our second round. You
Yeah,
smelled more the first time. Let me see those pearly whites, Mandeep. I have to say to you, when I met you,
Yeah.
and I heard your name, I was like, wow. You know what? What do you explain
Okay,
how we met? Let's explain how we met.
Let's take it back a bit. Basically, I came into Rowan's, which is the place we're recording,
Where we're at now.
and I wanted to talk to the manager here to talk about the crime in Finsbury Park and if there's any uptick of crime or anything like that he's had in the area. But I couldn't get past the first hurdle, which was the security guard
At the door.
At the door. And I was talking to him, saying, "Look, I want to talk to the manager about the crime in the area." And he's like, "Don't waste your time. Like, crime in here is not going to change. All this." He's really pessimistic.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Come on, you got to be the change you want to be. You got to make these things happen." I'm trying to psych him up and all this. Rearrange the time to see the manager at some point, and I think you overheard our conversation. You were like, "Yes, I want you to be the change," and like, really positive. And then you were like, "Yeah, come on to the podcast. Let's talk about this and all." Yeah, it was great.
And we spoke.
Yeah.
She's like, it's like so when you was talking, and I overheard you talking, because like that, when I overheard you talking, I felt your energy. And what you were saying was right. You can't, because if you're not prepared to be the change or make a change, there will never ever be any change.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things going on all around the world. There's different places, different pockets. Some people think they can't actually make a dent in certain things.
Yeah.
But you can. There's no time for that kind of thinking. Else we're all, for want of a better phrase, fucked, basically. So I love your energy. Go on.
Yeah. So basically, it's that kind of empowering people to have agency in the world, to change the world, feel like they have the power. Because it's gotten to a point where people, they see the crime and they become blind to it almost, right? They see someone getting pickpocketing, they see the phone cases on the floor, they see people's like stolen phones in the shops, all this, and they're just like, well, we kind of just deal with it. As long as they don't bother me, it's fine. But it's not fine, right?
It's fine until they bother you.
Exactly.
That's when it's fine until like what kind of crimes?
So these guys are, from the police reports, are drug trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution, and theft crime and reselling of like stolen goods. So
all in Finsbury Park.
All in Finsbury Park.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I might be a bit numb to stuff like you.
Yeah. So top of Blackstock Road is where the main hub of the activity is happening.
Okay.
So back in 2008, T-Mobile did a study, and they said 60% of all stolen mobiles in London went through Finsbury Park.
Wow.
Yeah, so they did a massive raid.
60. I remember when they done the raid. I remember when they done the raid. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't involved in the raid. I did the raid. Yeah, I'm sure. It was go on. Sorry.
Yeah, they had like 800 police officers coming. They shut down the whole of Rock Street, Blackstock Road, shut down over 30-something premises, and shut down all those phone shops and everything like that, and arrested a bunch of people. So there is a history of crime. Like Finsbury Park back in the 70s used to be a red light district.
Okay,
right?
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, man. That's the reason why Wilberforce Road, Queen's Drive, and Finsbury Park
I was
have
kind
the
of aware of it. Yeah.
because there's all those curb crawlers on there. Right?
Yeah, I remember Queen's Drive used to be a bit naughty.
Well, it's still there, right?
I didn't know it was
yeah,
there.
it's been pushed off to Brownswood Road now and stuff like that.
Do you know what you said? Your opening statement about us becoming numb to stuff. It's like, because it's like when I was younger, I did see that kind of stuff, and I knew about Queen's Drive and them areas.
Yeah.
On. We call it the whole stroll or something like that, or the red light. Yeah, we call it the whole stroll. You know that? They're walking, They're walking up basically. But I didn't know it was still going on.
It's still going on, man. Yeah,
Wow.
It's really prevalent. And so been working with the council, Hackney Council, and outreaching to these people to try and break that cycle and seeing if you can get away from like domestic violence and abuse and stuff like that. So we're trying to work with HSBC because that's another way that people control money. Control you is through money.
Yeah.
So working with HSBC to create a safe space. Going to try and work with Johnny's and Planet Food and 301.
Who's Johnny's?
Johnny's is their hairdressers, man.
Okay,
Hairdressers, man.
but he said, what did you say first? You said, what's it for? HSBC.
HSBC.
Then you said Johnny's. Johnny's and HSBC are not in the same kind of bread. Is it T-Mobile, HSBC? I'm thinking it's a big corporation.
No.
I know Johnny's.
Yeah, man. Johnny's sick.
It's the businesses across that.
Yeah.
Strip there, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's like a real hive of activity.
Okay.
So, trying to make safe spaces for people, like if they're being stalked at night, people lost their phones, or kids being hit by these guys and stuff like that. But it takes community action to do it. There's a thing called the Finsbury Park Trust, which was set up in, I believe, in the 90s, to try and make a town centre management program for all of this.
Yeah.
But it's kind of become toothless and has no money now. So the town centre managers for like there's 3 town centre managers for Finsbury Park.
Okay.
It's Haringey, Hackney, and
Islington?
Islington.
Okay.
Islington takes up around about 50% of Finsbury Park. Hackney has around about 25%, and then the southeast element, and then Haringey has the northeast element, which is the main park and the Stroud Green Road. But the problem is, it's 3 different boroughs trying to talk to each other, and they don't want to put in the effort to talk to each other and have a combined effort to make a cohesive town centre management program. So that's the 3 different police commands trying to work together to try and make the area safer.
Yeah.
So if they put a displacement order on these guys who are like stealing phones,
drugs,
they just go across the road and they're in a different borough, right? And the police aren't really pushing to arrest them. Yeah, because it's a lot of work.
Do you think they know that?
Yeah, they do that, man. That's why they hang out in the park. And they have spotters. They have like recruit kids, young kids. They'll just be like, look, I'll pay you 50 quid, be a spotter. If there's any police, just like
I feel
to them
like
and
a
shit like that.
novice.
Yeah, man.
I feel like I've been living in a bubble. Wow.
So you have that way, yeah.
Anyway, Mandeep, we can please continue. Can we go back to Mandeep? Yeah, go on. You said they've got this spotters and it's 3 brothers trying to work together. Please continue.
Yeah, so the police have tried to do a thing called clear, hold, build, which is a strategy that is...
Repeat that, please. What's it called?
Clear, hold, build.
Clear, hold, build.
Yeah, so there's 3 elements of the strategy where you clear out the problem, then you hold the position, and then you build infrastructure to stop that problem coming back. So it's a military tactic typically used in Afghanistan and Iraq, and it was developed then to defeat insurgencies. The police,
Using military tactics.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'll explain a bit more what's happening. So, effectively, the police have been trialing it out in really problematic areas in the UK. So in Merseyside, it was trialed out and was very successful.
Okay.
The 2008 raids were
No, Blackstock Road, mate.
on Blackstock Road.
Yeah. I remember them clearly, you know.
Yeah, was an element of the clear, hold, build strategy.
Okay.
But it wasn't really defined truly then.
But they cleared it and then they didn't hold it.
They didn't hold it, right? Or they didn't build on it, on those gains that they made. So you clear out the issues of the people doing the trafficking and the drugs and all that, and then you hold. And the idea behind hold is you maintain a low-level police presence to deter people coming back, and then you use build, where you get community support and you get the community to help hold that position. So it's a few prongs, like beautifying the area, incentivizing a good network of a neighborhood watch to report crime, or getting the shopkeepers involved to not bow down to these people's pressures to hide drugs in their places and stuff like that.
Great solidarity, and then we fight as like a fist,
Yeah.
one rather than individual people,
Yeah,
basically.
because these guys, the
The criminals.
they profit from your misery, right? That's it. That's how it works. And what was it? The police.
bad,
were saying,
isn't it?
Yeah, man. But it's a symptom of society, right?
Yeah, it's bad and it's sad.
But like they're selling prescription drugs, right? Well, why are they selling prescription drugs? Is that because people can't get access to the medication that they
Who's
think
selling
they
prescription
need?
drugs? What's prescription drugs are they selling?
Like all types.
Like,
Like
enlighten me.
Valium, codeine, like all these like painkillers, right?
Out there.
Out there, yeah. It's
thought
not
it was just
just
something like coke,
it's
crack,
not it's
weed.
not no.
What else is there? Coke, crack, weed, MDMA.
Yeah, no. No,
The
it's not
balloon
half.
stuff.
No,
I
no.
don't know, yeah.
It's about half and half for prescription and
It's half and half now.
yeah, class A. Yeah. So so that's going to be involving people like older people or people who are sick trying to approach these guys to get medical aid. And is that because the NHS isn't working very well? Is the GPs, you can't get an appointment very easily?
So you're saying it's going that deep, Mandeep, and no pun intended. When I'm talking, sometimes that's gonna happen, right? No pun intended. No, but I'm saying like, so now you're saying so people who actually need these drugs because they have it,
Or it's perceived need.
or it's perceived need.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you're educating me, but I'm not totally oblivious to what goes on and stuff. But I perceived a lot of the younger people are taking these drugs, some of the prescription drugs, just to break the monotony of each day, and they're kind of experimenting. You're saying that people who actually need them because they can't access them through the NHS
Yeah.
are coming to the street chemists,
Yeah.
basically, and then having to go through that machine. They could
Yeah.
get fake drugs, they could get robbed,
Yeah.
they could get beaten up.
Yeah.
There's so much things that could happen.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, go on, educate me some more. Educate me some more. No, because when you put it like that, I met you out there. Like I walk up and down around here. I've got other people that walk up and down around here.
Yeah.
This is. I've grown up around here.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I've lived here for 14 years.
So you see stuff, but you don't see stuff. But certain things just doesn't affect me, but it does affect me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But only if I'm aware of it. But go on, please.
So this is like a few of our, like we have ward panel meetings, right? So we sit down with the police.
Let's pause.
Go on.
What do you do? Because you've been giving us this and you're giving us that. Because I personally thought you were just a property
Property guy.
not a property guy, a property developer.
Okay.
I thought you developed property, you bought properties, sold properties, maybe you had your foot in like a few pies and all that. But as you're talking to me,
Yeah.
you're working for the community, with the community, alongside a lot of big establishments or big organisations. You're actually finding statistics. I can't say it. Statistical numbers,
Yeah.
and your understanding. You're talking about in Brownswood Road and Queen's Drive back
Yeah.
in when it was and what's going on now. You went back to that raid. See that raid?
Yeah.
Most people out there don't even know about that raid. I remember when it happened.
Yeah.
I believe remember when it happened. People didn't like the people who were doing that stuff. They were like cockroaches, but they
Yeah.
never know where to go.
Yeah.
like it was stuck. I remember the raid,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that. Not like it was just, but I remember it. But you spoke about even the understanding of the legality of the three boroughs trying to work together and the free police. Where does all
Okay,
this come from? Who
okay.
are you, man?
So I used to work in real estate private equity as soon as I left university, and I worked for Lehman Brothers
Lehman Brothers.
in 2012.
Who are
right?
they now?
Lehman Brothers.
Yeah.
Dude, the massive bank that collapsed in 2008.
Okay, cool.
They caused
It's
the financial
no,
crash.
Yeah, no, of course. Okay, I think maybe you said Johnny. I'm getting lost. I want to make sure I know what you're talking about. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
So they had around about 20 billion pounds worth of assets on the books. And if the bank collapses, that just doesn't disappear, right? Those are real assets, right? Real estate. So they had to sell off the fund. And it takes time to sell off the fund. And if they sold straight away in 2009, 2010, they would have just collapsed the value of those properties. So I joined them as an Excel monkey. And I was like,
What does that mean?
an Excel monkey is someone who's good at Excel spreadsheets, right? I did chemistry back at UCL.
Okay.
And
You should be a chemist as well. So is that why you know about all the drugs in there? Go on.
but so I joined them and I worked my way up to become portfolio manager for the European and Asian funds,
Okay.
right? Then I got to see a bit more about how like asset management is kind of ruining like real estate for everybody, but I wanted to make money, so it doesn't matter. So
Put a pin in that. Because if you can elaborate, I'd like you to help elaborate on that, how asset management is ruining it for everybody. But we'll go back to that if you can remember that, if you can remember that afterwards. Please continue.
Yeah, okay. I'll go back to the whole real estate element in the UK.
Cool.
But so the fund was winding down. We sold off like the Holiday Inn franchise. We sold off like a few other elements around Europe. And so I left and I joined a company called Hutchison Whampoa.
Hutchison
Whampoa.
Whampoa.
Yeah, but they're one of the biggest companies that people don't know about, right?
I don't know about no company.
But they own 3 telecoms. Yeah.
Okay.
3 mobile networks.
Yeah.
They own 1/3 of UK Power Networks. UK Power Networks is the energy distributor for like most of Southeast England, right?
Okay.
It's it's a Hong Kong company that owns this. They own, I think, something like 22% of the world's shipping, right?
20%.
Of the world's shipping.
I heard what you said.
Yeah, man, it's insane.
It's a lot.
So these guys, it's headed up by Li Ka-shing. He's like, at the time he was in his 80s, and his son Victor Lee. I joined on as like their personal land buyer in London. So I was looking to buy assets for them and whatnot. They didn't buy anything, whatever. That's not my problem. So I joined a company called U Capital.
You still got paid though, right? You got paid.
I still got
though,
paid. It's fine.
That's all right.
I joined up a company called U Capital, which is Philippe Stark and John Hitchcock's company, and it's their capital company. They invest in real estate.
Philip Sharks and John
Philippe
Hitchcock.
Stark is a famous designer.
Big
and
up
so is
Philip
John
Starks.
Hitchcock.
I'll pick them up. We name people, I'll pick them up. And then the other one?
And then they bought Olympia Exhibition Center.
Okay.
Right, so they bought it and they got on these big designers and architects to get planning permission for an office building. But then we workshopped it some more, and it got to the point where we were looking to add, I think it was like 1 million square feet to it, which is huge for a 14-acre site. And we were also looking to create a new cultural hub in London. So we got the planning permission for it. And my dad was like, look, do you want to join the family business?
Your dad,
Yeah, my dad asked me.
which is?
So my dad used to do property from 2002 onwards. So he did like small time developments.
Yeah.
And then he kind of made it big in Leeds, where he developed a hotel. He developed a hotel from an office building. And he did
Okay.
like some...
Change the whole office building into a hotel, basically.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
So he made some money that way, and then in 2007 he bought the Airport Bowl, which is a 36-lane bowling alley in Heathrow.
The airport bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he looked
So
at...
you know about bowling, isn't it? It's in Rowan's bowling.
Yeah, that's why I came to the Rowards as well. Anyways.
My man. We're going to get to that as well, guys.
So he wanted to turn it into a hotel, and he got Norman Foster to design it and build a hotel there. Tried to get the planning permission, and then it became a whole hoo-ha where they didn't build it within the costs defined, right? Not build it, design it to be built within the costs defined.
They tried to, like...
Yeah, they went
elevate-
insane.
elevate-
Yeah. So effectively, my dad had to take them to court, and he won. He got all his money back about 4.5 years later, but we nearly lost the bowling alley, bailiffs at the door, and all this kind of stuff. It was like terrible. Anyways,
A lot, man.
so he started again back in 2015, and he bought a site in Slough, developed it. Then he bought in November 2017, he exchanged on a site in Farnborough, which is it had planning for 145 flats. And he was like, look, I need a hand doing this, and I've got 79 flats to build in Slough. And I was like, okay, that's a lot. And I joined. I was like, fuck this. I think I can do more with the
Which
family
was
business.
the designer on the other one. You said, bye.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll see what
bye.
happens.
Sorry,
Yeah.
my dad is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I want to digress. I want to go back now.
Oh, look.
No, okay, go on.
Okay.
Let you finish. Sorry.
So basically, it did all that, and then we're looking to open up a new franchise called Mega City.
Mega City.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a new family
You and your dad?
center. No, me and my family. So my sister works with me and my mum, and
That's what I want to digress to.
Yeah,
I want to
okay.
ask you about your family.
okay, on.
First, I want to ask you about. You got great energy, though. I'm telling you, like, I love the energy. Like, oh, good energy. Yeah, you're just open as well. What was you like as a kid?
Lazy.
Seriously.
Yeah, man.
What?
Really lazy.
Really lazy.
Really, really lazy.
But you did chemistry, did certain things, so you wasn't lazy academically. What was it? So
No, I was lazy academically.
seriously.
Then my teacher turned it around for me.
Talk to me.
So
What happened?
basically, like all I ever wanted to do as a kid was like crack jokes, right?
I thought you could say smoke crack then. I don't know. You got to go on. You got
Like
crack
you just
jokes.
like have a laugh, right?
Yeah.
And when I was 11, my teacher called on my parents. He's like, "Look, he's not doing well. He's like, he needs to work harder." And so at break time, he would sit me down and like tell me what to do. He's like, "You need to get better at this." And
Teacher.
like my teacher really believed in me. Dr. Turner, amazing guy.
Big up Dr. Turner if you're still alive.
He's still alive.
Yeah, big up.
It's like, so he turned it around for me, and like my parents, we grew up fairly poor. I remember there was one time like pulled off the sheets. Like me and my sister and my brother had to share a bed, a double bed.
How many of you are siblings? Three?
To a brother and sister.
So you're three of you all together.
Yeah, and then I remember one day there was cockroaches in the bed. I mean, it was grim, so grim.
How many?
Huh?
How many?
No, I don't know. I can't remember. It's like
Like
a
loads,
few.
1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. That's just something. I've seen some stuff like that too in my time, but
4 or 5. I don't know. I was only.
This wasn't nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Imagine.
6
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
And my sister freaked out. And I
Yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. What's the hierarchy?
Sister, mum, dad, me, brother. No,
Wow,
me and my
what?
brother are the same.
So your sister's at the top.
Yeah.
Your sister's in charge.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Well,
That's
like,
interesting.
well, it depends on which, like, not in
What's your
charge,
sister's name?
not in business charge.
What's your sister's name? What's your sister's name?
Jeet.
Jeet.
Jeet. Yeah.
Big up Jeet.
But it's not like in terms of business sense. So business sense, we have to come to a unanimous decision to make decisions.
Okay.
But like, she had 8 male cousins, and she's the oldest one, female
Yeah.
cousin, and she was the only one for a while, right?
Yeah.
So she kind of like hardened up and was like
Yeah.
not taking any names,
Yeah.
like doling out slaps.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah. So she's a boss.
Yeah.
Nice.
But so like I remember one time we didn't have enough money for Christmas. My dad got us crackers. We popped the crackers. They were all the same thing. It was like a Mr. Bean keychain, and it was Mr. Bean holding a turkey. And that's all we got for Christmas. And I was like,
Yeah.
but I remember my dad was like, I'm gonna try and do as much for my kids as possible.
Okay, nah.
And it was like,
You got money. God, no, you can finish your story.
oh yeah.
Sorry.
So basically, the whole thing about my family history is like, that's a whole like an hour conversation.
Don't worry, we're gonna break. We digress. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
jump
yeah.
in and out. So how is that? Like reflecting on that now, yeah, because I'm assuming you have what you want to a point. You're quite affluent. If
Yeah.
You're doing what you're doing in life,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all the things you've mentioned up until now, you're quite affluent. To be able to look back at that and understanding the value and the power of money,
So it fucking sucks being poor.
yeah.
No two ways about it, man.
I'm dead. There's nothing good you could say about that. There's nothing you took from when you had the crackers. At least your family was together. You wanted
My
more.
family's still together,
Yeah, I suppose.
right?
Right, you lot better get some money out there. That's what we're saying now. We get some money out there.
But it's also like you have no security net, right? Like following your like a dream or something like that is not possible because you're just looking from going the next day. You're just looking how to get the meal for the next day, pay the rent the next day, paycheck to paycheck, right? I wouldn't like being poor. Man.
So then what would you say in respect to the amount of crime that's around here? Because some of these people are poor and they're just trying to get some money, maybe not get to exactly where you and your family are, but get out of the situation they're in. And they're forced. They can't do anything else but what they're doing.
So this is down now to inequality in the UK, right? Inequality has risen the fastest it's ever has in history because of COVID, right? The UK government gave out £800 billion, right, during COVID in 1 year, or 1.5 years. That's around about, I think it's about 15 grand per person. Have you got 15 grand extra since COVID?
Me?
Yeah, man.
I've probably got 15 grand minus since COVID.
Hey, there we go.
Like, yeah.
So-
I lost money because of COVID.
So if you don't have the money, and I don't have the money, and then The government doesn't have the money. Who's getting the money? 800 billion. Where's that money going? It's the rich. So all the rent, all the mortgages that people paid during COVID, you had to pay it, right? All the food you paid for and everything like that, that goes to these private equity firms, these asset managers, right?
Hedge funds.
And hedge funds and all that. And it goes up to the people who invested into those companies, right? And draw money from it. It's gone to the top 1%. And it's stuck there. There's a reason why the number of billionaires surged during COVID. I think the Americans gave out like a few $1 trillion, right? It's equivalent to something like $60,000 per person, right? And they were like, oh, why did we have inflation? Well, because you gave out so much money. Now, what do rich people do with money?
Invest it in stuff, innit?
Yeah, investing in stuff. But it's assets. They always buy assets. So even though interest rates have gone up so high, house prices haven't gone down. We just hit a record high of £350,000 per home in the UK. It should be the opposite. They should be going down. Problem is, rich people are buying your house. They're buying your mum's house. They're buying your aunt's house. They're buying everybody's homes. Generationally, people are starting off at a lower point from a wealth standpoint every generation. You might get richer as you go up, as you get older, as you accumulate wealth. But your starting point for your kids, their kids, will always go down and down and down. So this is the issue with the inequality, and it's driving people to crime. It is driving people to come to the UK to steal watches and stuff like that, right? There's a huge issue in West London where people... Well,
They've been doing that.
But it's stepped up.
Yeah, because like you said, people are more. The people are more hungry. There's less food to eat, so they're gonna have to find whatever.
If you're gonna be wearing an £80,000 watch on your wrist, yeah, well, of course someone's gonna try and steal that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
How much is your watch?
it's like 100 quid.
Okay, smart guy. I don't have a watch system, so
No, okay, cool.
On anyway.
Of course they're gonna steal it. I'm gonna try and fence it off somewhere, right? You're going to come from different places that are less affluent to a place that has high inequality, right? Because the low-hanging fruit's much higher, right?
Finsbury Park.
Well, it's more about West London, Finsbury Park and things like that, where you can take from these people who have insurance, who can reimburse it. So
what do you say then the way to help fighting this crime now maybe would be to spread some of the wealth?
Yeah, or burn money. Tax rich people and get rid of the money.
Right? So that's
take money out
to
the
start.
economy.
So we're trying to, because how we start, we're talking about this, what's going on around Finsbury Park and the crime rate. You've given us a slight what's the word? An avenue of solution or way, maybe a plan of solution. It might not be a direct thing that you can implement straight away, but it's something I think is more realistic than saying you're going to go out and arrest all these people who's doing this and it's going to stop. Because like you said, each generation that goes down, people are hungry. They're going to want to eat.
But it's also, okay, there's a quite... So I've been trying to get a coordinated element of policing and the council by joining the ward panel meetings for my local council. I've joined the Finsbury Park Forum and now I'm a chairman of that to try and design out crime and put it into the planning system about how to make it less aggressive in terms of buildings and stuff like that. So you can kind of potentially design out crime. So it's like it's having well-lit streets. It's having places people can't hide drugs. It's about having open window fronts so you can see out more. So people can't hide wrongdoings and whatnot.
But then what would that mean for the people who are hungry? Like not that...
I'm gonna get...
All right, go on,
this is the treating the symptoms, not the... Sorry, yeah, it's just trying to put a Band-Aid on it at the moment.
Okay, this is the clearing.
This is the clearing, right?
We're going to get to the hold.
Yeah. So I've been also trying to work with the Finsbury Park Trust to get something done. And I've been trying to talk to the police, Community Faith Forum as well, to try and reduce violence against women. And this is all just like fluff around the edges, right? This all stems from inequality and organized criminality, right? Organized criminality, there's international crime families that come to the UK and see it as an opportunity. and they ship guys here to do the criminality, and then they bring them back before it gets too hot, right? You steal a watch, you're on a flight home within 4 hours or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard about people that actually go, like, literally not even just stealing watches, going and stealing whole, like, just your whole jewelry collection.
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that. Coming and literally burgling people's, like,
Yeah, yeah.
for high-end stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then going back home. There was 1 or 2 cases in the news, that, but I know that there was a lot more that probably got away with what he was doing.
So that's going to be very difficult to stop as like as a police thing, but like as a general society thing, redistribution of wealth needs to happen.
Okay.
Right? And then not selling assets. People think about, oh, my house has increased in value by $1 million or whatever, right? Great, lucky for you. But if you sell that house and then your kids buy a house with that money and they just put a deposit down and they have to take a 35-year mortgage on it, let's say they're 30, right? They're going to be 65 by the time they pay off that mortgage, right? Typically, it used to be when you're 50 or 55, right? That mortgage that you're paying is just another mortgage interest to the bank is just another form of landlordism, right? You're paying rent to the bank, right? Anyways,
To the top 1%, because the top 1%
Exactly.
get the dividends of that money
Yeah.
they're paying, right?
yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I'm listening.
but
Focus
like
in.
the way you can deal
But
with
wait,
this is taxing rich people.
Nothing lasts forever. Remember that statement. We're going to
Yeah.
go back to that statement when
Okay.
the cameras are off. Because
Okay.
nothing lasts forever, so maybe we can get out of it. But go on. The way
So
to
it's
do it is
about
by
taxing rich people.
Is it fair to penalise someone who's a rich person is someone who earns their money? They didn't just get rich overnight.
So this is the great lie. This is okay. Meeting a lot of rich people, they got lucky. And a lot of rich people don't pay enough tax. Straight up. There are ways to get around tax. Like, you can set up a limited company. You can pay yourself dividends. Or you can set up a limited company in another country and pay yourself that way. Right? And you don't pay any tax. Like, let's say you set up in Guernsey or something like that. And you pay like 12%.
Jersey.
Or Jersey, right?
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, but
So
like,
that's fine.
but this is what Lehman Brothers did.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's being smart. That's being smart. Isn't that being smart with your own head?
Well,
I mean,
Wait, what other people suffering because of it?
yeah.
what? So you're saying for people to be dumber, basically?
No.
no,
We're
it's the
saying,
people-
okay, so if let me put this like, because I was saying to Wizards, imagine like,
I'm not in that percentage. So I'm not
no, I know what you're saying. No, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying, how I'm looking at it, okay, so I'm lucky enough to have all of these here. Because I've got all of these might be coming, but I should give you a bit and you a bit.
No,
but,
but-
I'm correlating everything
That's
because
what I'm
I've got
saying.
this.
You were smart enough to take all of those,
To take this.
and he wasn't smart enough, and he's only got 2.
But no, lucky might not be lucky enough.
Oh,
Yeah, so what? So you're saying that because you've got 10, you should just give him.
Not just
No,
give
you
him,
should outsmart
but he should.
yourself.
No, not at all. I mean,
It's for him
so-
to be
so
smart.
I'm gonna explain.
Go on.
Right? These people didn't get rich in a vacuum, right? They got rich off of everybody in this economy, right?
was you about the COVID thing generally or just
COVID or just generally,
All right.
right? You don't get rich by just sitting there and doing nothing, right? You get rich by collaborating with people and them paying you stuff, right? There's a trade. If you get rich, you should also invest back into society. Because if you don't, that money gravy train's gonna end effectively. If people can't pay to use your products or your services or go to your places, it's going to end. You're not going to make any money. Henry Ford knew this, right? That's why he pushed for, I think it was the weekend, right? So people had more leisure time and could spend more money, right?
What do you mean push for the weekend? I don't know about that.
He made the weekend happen. He only had Sunday off, right?
Okay.
Well, you're not even that much, right?
So he made what, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, made it the
He
weekend?
made it Saturday, Sunday, the weekend, right? And he pushed for it as a legislation that people couldn't work on Saturday, Sunday. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But he pushed it as a way to generate more income for himself and other capitalist interests. That's the other thing. The UK is not a capitalist society anymore. It's a landlordism, feudalism society. People just want to what's the aspiration of everybody? Own a bunch of houses, rent them out, make the money, don't work, right? That's not capitalism. That's feudalism, right?
Feudalism.
Feudalism is what they used to have with the peasants and the lords. You had the peasants working the land, they make you the money, you do nothing, and you make the money and you have a great time, right? So capitalism is making products, making services and stuff like that. But a lot of the UK don't want to do that anymore, which is, I think, bonkers.
What do you think that means for the UK economy, or you like for the UK as a whole?
Well, it's not.
It's fucking us up, innit?
Well, it's not incentivized to make those products, right? You're not incentivized to do that. You're incentivized to buy assets because it makes better returns. If they didn't make better returns, you're incentivized to make capital.
So then who's... Yes, I'll make you right, and I won't lie. Some of it's going over my head because some things I understand,
right.
some things I don't understand. And I have to be 100. But then, in this environment now, who's coming in and making the money off the drugs and the crime and the because there's that money's getting made as well, isn't it? That's that. What would you call
But
that?
all that money's going out in the UK. It's major crime families making the money, right? It's just like a bit of siphoning. Like the real criminals are people who still do payday loans, right? People who do predatory lending and like straight up some HMO landlords, right?
What's HMO landlords?
Houses of multiple occupation.
Okay, like them slumlord.
Slumlords.
Yeah,
right?
I know what a slumlord is. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They've been going for years as well.
Yeah, and it was like legalized effectively that you could turn a house into a house of multiple occupations. So you just turn all the bedrooms, all the living spaces into bedrooms and just have one communal kitchen, right? And that, again, is a symptom of trying to deal with the housing problem, right? Because if you're not building enough homes for everybody, how do you house everybody? You increase the density of the housing, right? So instead of 5 people living in a property, you can get 9, 10, 12 people living in a property. But it's still the same footprint. And you haven't messed around with the margins of having to build new properties, step on people's toes for planning and stuff like that. So that is also pushing a lot of this, like this inequality.
You're killing me, you know that. I can't lie. With people at home, usually when we have these discussions, not killing me in a negative way. It's almost like it's not stuff like I can't say that I proclaim to know all the stuff you're saying, but some of the stuff I was aware of it, but some you just try and like almost numb your brain to or not.
Yeah.
You know, like but something in your face, and like we spoke about the crime in the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to be the change in my own life for certain things rather than just trying to be. But you're killing me, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the inequality is just from not working hard enough, man.
Oh, straight up? No way.
Now he's something else.
I'm playing advocate, but
Okay.
every time I don't work hard, it makes life harder for me.
All right, let's put it as this, right?
Even whether I've started at a worse level,
Right.
whatever. If I work harder, I can achieve more than someone that's been given a fortune or whatever. If you work,
If you get given 2 million quid,
yeah,
you can. There's a few things you can do with it. One is invest it, and you can get potentially up to 11% on your returns on a fairly safe bet. That's £200,000 a year. That person's not working hard. They're working hard. The people in the economy are working hard to make that return for them, right? That's not smart investment or anything like that. That's just chucking it into the S&P 500, right? The other one is, let's say they just really want to be safe. They put it into a high interest bank account. Coots is doing 4.75% for anybody who has over £1 million. So you're earning almost £95,000 a year, subtract tax, and then you can get around all that tax, right? Because you can put it into a limited company, or you could write it off with an electric car. So if you have a limited company, you can write off your expensive electric cars, or your pens, or your phone bill, or your internet bill, all of this, man. And why is it that the workers, regular people in PAYE, don't get to deduct these off of them? Right?
Don't get to who?
You can't deduct your car off of your PAYE, right? On your salary.
You think when I look at my paycheck, you think I don't know? When I look at my paycheck, I'm like, Ross, Clark, what's going on?
Yeah, man.
You can't. If I wish I could get the tax that gets taken off me back.
Yeah, but you can't. But as a company, you can. And there is a thing about not making the general public financially literate
That's what it is.
Yeah. But even if it was financially literate, you're still not enabling people to do that because they're closing a lot of these loopholes for the general public as well.
I'm with you.
Well, like, I've seen it before. A lot of rich people, you get rich by being lucky, timing at the right time, taking opportunities, gambling, right? Working hard, there's a great subreddit called Henry, High Earners Not Rich Yet, UK, right?
Henry.
Yeah. These guys, these people on there, they're like earning 100 grand plus, right? They don't feel rich. Like, you see them complaining and all this kind of stuff. Because again, the tax system for earnings is not the same as dividend taxing. So it is.
Energy.
Yeah, fair of these, man. So it is not acceptable to say that people. Well, I don't think it's acceptable for people to say you're not working hard enough when the system is rigged against you. That the harder you work, the less money the less likely you are to accrue that wealth. And like doesn't matter about working hard or smart. Someone else who's been given a bunch of money has a massive head start on you. Like, their return on investment is much greater, right?
I'm 100% with you.
But yeah.
Okay.
But that's why you got to tax wealth.
Okay. I wanna get out of this
Fair enough.
money talk now.
Immortality.
Immortality, yes. And energy. What's this? What's that? Celius. Celius, live fit, sunset vibe, mango passion fruit. Give me some energy. Come on. So, you said nothing lasts forever.
No.
You had that conversation.
Yeah.
Where does that?
Death of the universe, yeah. So, like,
Where's that come from?
in 10 to the 100 years, like, atoms will lose their cohesion, kind of thing, and they just like will evaporate into energy, like waves and stuff.
You don't believe in immortality?
No. Okay, let's say you were immortal, right? That's
I am immortal.
I hear a lot of people say that. A bus.
Thanks to the wizard. Yeah, I'll live way beyond my years.
You'll live way beyond your like prehistoric years, estimated, like, kind of thing.
What about?
So, like,
go on,
sorry,
I'll find
let's say you're biologically immortal, right?
Okay.
You still have about a life expectancy of about 300 to 400 years because of accidents. Straight up, like, get hit by a car, electrocute yourself, fall down the stairs, all this kind of stuff. You still will most likely die in an accident then, or you get crushed by something, or you drown. So even if you were biologically immortal, you can still die, right?
Yeah.
There's no bringing you back, and there's a finite representation to that. Like, another one is, you said being immortal on the podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
I said you're here for immortality. I said the wizard will immortalize you. You said nothing lasts forever. I said yes it does, and then we started having this about if it's getting wiped clean and so. This is giving me too much energy, I think.
So 2013, there was a bunch of websites. Or was it 2003? I forget. Almost half of those websites aren't available. 38% of those websites aren't available anymore. So
I can still learn about Sigmund Freud and certain other people, like, and they're dead. They're dead hundreds of
okay,
years.
what about those other people 2,000 years ago?
Jesus Christ.
Before them?
There is, and is it called BC? It's called BC.
But it's not
It's
like
the cavemen and
but it's not like
in the wall.
it's not like Jim, who's like, he doesn't have a bloody name. He like made the wheel. You don't know who that guy is.
Like Lucy.
I don't know who Lucy is.
You seen the film Lucy? Lucy was the first monkey, the first Neanderthal.
No, I haven't seen that.
You don't know about that?
No. I haven't.
Okay.
But like think about your great grandparent.
I don't know them.
Exactly. Right? And that's the thing. Like, you got to remember, keeping.
But if we filmed them,
So
my
who-
great grandchildren will
who's-
see me.
Who's going to keep that film? And also, film degrades. Like, even on a solid state drive, it degrades.
No, but
even
now
on
we've
a
got the
hard
cloud.
drive. Who's paying for the cloud? If
You
it's
bet-
not profitable.
What's your example of immortality? An example of it?
My example is immortality is
still here for
that is still here now. It's like
or something that might be here.
it's like I could still. I don't know why I'm spluttering all over the place today. I don't know what's going on. Like looking at stuff that happened to like Martin Luther King or to having references to certain things, seeing certain people speak that are long gone and dead. Like I think like music immortalizes certain people. I can still enjoy, I don't know, like Curtis Mayfield, stuff from Motown, and that stuff from Motown. When I listen to it, it would invoke certain things in me. When they made the blues was something of soul. I don't think they make that kind of music now, but that's just a perspective. But I can look back at the blues and enjoy it and interpret it and give my what it does to me and all that kind of stuff. Just look how it just. That's what I mean by mentality. I'm going on a bit.
Yeah, no, I understand
You know
what
what
you
I'm
mean.
saying? Like, I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
still look at that stuff. I can have references of Elvis. They made a film about Elvis the other day.
So-
What's the guy who gave the gold away? The black guy. Our people. What's the king? Mansa Musa. That's how you're immortalized.
Okay.
Through people telling stories, and it could be handed down through generation and
Yeah,
generation.
that's great.
It will never stop. Go on.
Yeah. But the issue is, if it's not profitable in the sense of doesn't entertain people, doesn't make money, doesn't do well in terms of ratings, doesn't hold people's interest, doesn't generate advertising revenue, this cloud stuff, they're just going to bin it. Why would you keep all this data? It costs money to hold all this information, right?
Surely, I mean,
There's
okay,
like-
I remember, sorry, Mandeep out here, though. I love your name, you know. I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they buried stuff, and they said, remember time capsules? What the fuck happened to them? Because
People still open them up every so often.
isn't that immortality?
No.
It's a certain amount.
It's a certain amount of
So-
time,
Might be a
man.
long time, but
Once,
Alright.
once you open it, man, it's not
it.
immortal anymore, is it? It's dead. Like, the time capsule element is gone.
Alright.
But like, like all of what we are today is done by all the people and all the events that happened before, right? So us meeting, us having this conversation, is generated by unknown factors. Well, factors that we cannot describe from this point in the past,
Okay.
right?
I
So
can
take.
describe it. I can describe it.
What do you mean?
I was a bit lazy in school. I was a bit of the class clown in school.
Yeah.
Like our energies hit off. Like,
But like,
yeah, you. So, like,
But,
I
like-
can describe it.
but no, but like, okay,
Same energies, like,
but, like-
same frequencies.
yeah, no, but it's also like, think about this room. Who made this room, right? To facilitate this. You don't know. But someone did that to make this happen, right? Millions and millions and millions of people's of efforts have culminated into us being here, right? And you can't figure out what those bits are,
So would they be immortal
But-
by definition then?
but only if humanity continues. Only if humanity continues.
Only if humanity continues.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
the isn't it?
yeah.
You don't think we?
isn't there that phrase? I don't know if it's a phrase, but where something about energy never dies. It just
It gets
changes
recycled.
form.
It changes
Yeah.
form and all.
Yeah.
But no, but
I
energy,
mean-
energy potentially will die at the heat death of the universe.
At the heat death of the universe.
Yeah.
how do you know this stuff, man?
I'm a dreamer. No, I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I'd like to think that nothing will ever end. We change into another form, even when we die. This is I'd like to think
That
of
is
it.
fair enough, man.
Yeah,
That is fair enough.
yeah.
But,
I mean,
like-
really, not. I wouldn't say you haven't burst my bubble at all, because I've got a lot of optimism and I've got a lot of education from this conversation we had today. But that, like,
So for me, like, I like this seeking out of immortality. I don't think is achievable for me. Let's say that,
cool.
right? And the idea of changing the world is something possible.
Cool.
Right? And when you change the world, you change it forever, right? So you can think of it like that, but it's not your imprint of immortality of I'm Mandeep and this is Mandeep. It is
You
the
got
actions
to
you
give it
do.
a spud for. What does Mandeep mean? Does it mean something?
No.
Mandeep. Mandeep. I like it. Go on. Be careful.
But like, you can change the world and you can change the people around you. And my idea is that you make a net positive to the world afterwards, right? I will die, and most probably my great grandkids won't remember my name, right? And that's fine. Accepting it and just knowing that you're building most of humanity something greater, hopefully at some point. But do good now, and hopefully it'll be paying off later.
The energy will still be there, though.
What?
Sorry about that.
No, you talk, man. It's probably you talk not today.
You're like, so there's conservation of matter
Energy.
effectively.
Talking of energy. What's my energy?
Like the
Need some energy.
I can't remember this.
Cellulose, Live Fit, Sunset Vibe, Mango Passion Fruit. They're gonna sponsor me. I don't care. We're gonna get something from you guys. That's his product placement.
So like the energy you have won't go away in the universe until like a very unfathomably long time away, right? But
So if you can't fathom it, isn't that it's immortal? That's immortality to me.
that's not immortality. Like the idea of you will disappear.
No, it won't. It will never disappear. The idea of Io, no. You know what? I don't think. No, I think okay, possibly the idea of me as an individual. But I
Unless there's
think
a form of you that we don't know about that does stay internal. But like,
no, but I think that you're a form of me. I'm a form of me. He has aspects of me. Like his, yes, you do. Yes, you do. But in the positive sense, like you've come, like when we first spoke, there's something that draws me to you. There's a gravitas of even the conversation we're having now. I like the conversation we're having now. I've sat across the table, maybe not on camera because I don't want to tarnish anyone's name, but like I didn't want to talk to certain people.
Yeah.
Or I get certain energy from them. What's your heritage?
my parents are Indian.
Parents are Indian.
Yeah.
You've grown up a certain way. You're affluent. You've got a certain lifestyle right now.
Yeah.
None of that means anything to me, like not in a negative way or a positive way. How you are, how you smile, the warmth you give, that means something. So to me, this never dies. There'll always be good people and bad people in the world. So there'll always be idols around. And there'll always be Mandeep and a little bit of wizards. A little bit of wizards. So I think the energy will stay the same. Like, I know there's people.
But if there's no more people,
there's animals like me.
what happens then? Okay, the sun's going to blow up at some point, right? It's going to do that. The world will just turn into like a ball of magma, right?
So do you think there's no other world, no other life in the universe?
There's life in the universe somewhere, yeah.
So how do you know there isn't like?
Well, then you're accepting the idea that the universe is an infinitely big place with an infinite potential of like different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, does it matter?
No, I never said it mattered. I just said it's
No,
what it is.
but as in like, if there's another
Io,
infinitely,
there is another Io somewhere.
infinitely far away,
Yeah.
where there's like theoretically every single thing is possible.
Yeah.
At some point, there might be even us having the same conversation on a distant planet, like so far away you can't even.
No,
think about
maybe
it,
the
right?
Turkish guy was the one who said you, and I was a pessimistic one on that planet.
Well, yeah. Well, it's infinite number of possibilities, right?
Yeah, go on.
One, we haven't seen any evidence of that, right?
Yeah,
So far,
yeah,
so far.
yeah. So far,
And two, it's so far away, we could never, ever reach it. Right?
How
It's
do you know-
outside,
How do you know we haven't reached it already?
because there's a certain distance we can see into the universe, right?
But I'm talking about spiritually now.
Spiritually.
I'm talking about when you go sleep. You're saying so. This is what we got here: flesh and blood. Yeah. When you go sleep, when you dream, and I don't proclaim to be an expert or even comprehend a lot of the stuff that I'm even trying to ignite right now.
Yeah.
But I know what happens when I go to sleep. I know the amount of dream I dream. I know people have told me, oh, you snore. I'm like, I don't snore. You snore.
Yeah.
Your body goes dead.
Yeah.
You have the death in the night and you wake up in the morning. You dream, right? Have you not dreamt you was like you've been here and been there and done other things and been like just fantastical things?
Yeah, so
What is that?
So, okay, I could tell you.
Or in your interpretation, because we can't proclaim to know for everybody. So, it's
So,
like, yeah, you know.
basically, what scientists think is that it's Do you remember when you had to defragment a computer?
Defragment a computer?
Yeah.
Mate, I don't even know how to fucking put a computer
Okay.
on properly right now.
You do, yeah?
Talk to the wizard.
Defragment a
Yeah,
computer.
I defragmented people before.
But when you have, back in the day, when you have your computer
Yeah.
and you keep on loading and uploading files onto it and removing files and deleting them, the hard drive becomes inefficient for storing data, right? Because you get holes in it as you delete stuff. So when you refragment it, you kind of compress it back into one big cohesive block again. The idea is something similar happens to our brains at that time. So our brain typically will go through our synapses and try and reorder things and flush out a lot of like waste chemicals that are created in our wakeful moments. And when you dream, you'll be firing off those synapses not in a cohesive movement. But like an
random.
orchestra. It's like random, effectively. Which is why they feel so fantastical and so impossible.
Okay.
Right? And that is one interpretation. Well, that is what is they can see in your brain is happening. People have interpreted it as being on another plane of existence. People, well, that's it mainly.
So who's to say? What I'm saying is like when you die now and you're dead and gone, like why wouldn't you just stay on that plane? Or why you be that like out there? Do you know what I mean? Because you leave the body. That's what I'm saying. Like even the brain might be dead. All this is dead. Where does it?
But if you're, let's say, like you're saying you access this plane of existence, right, through your brain being asleep, right? Why would you do that if your brain was not working anymore? Because then there has to be like some extra element outside of what we can measure in our body.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Do you know what? I don't know.
I'm not asking you to
I
tell
couldn't
me.
know. I just no for real. No, I just tell you it straight. I don't know. I couldn't think, but I do believe that there's more than what we have here. I believe through what I've been through in my own personal life, it might be just a dream or whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not no pun intended. But I still believe there's a bit more. I believe that. Like the things I've survived and got through, I believe, like you said, the conversation we're having here now, this is from something. It comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
There's an energy that surrounds me. There's no reason why I should have got through some of the things I got through, as far as I'm concerned.
but your energy is then transmitted through your actions later on. People,
Sorry?
like, your energy will be transmitted through your actions.
Through my actions.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
As in the imprint you leave on this world from a day-to-day just existing will be transmitted through the world.
So then I'll be immortal.
You're not immortal. But like you might affect someone that you don't even know, and 100 years down the line because of a small thing that you did. In the
Maybe
past.
even this interview.
Yeah, potentially. Right. So having, like, I find quite a lot of comfort in that and like solace. That's why when people are like, "Oh, are you scared to die?" I'm like, "Well, dying's hard. Being dead is easy."
You are so funny. Dying's hard, being dead is easy. So I'm just checking the time.
But yeah.
Oh, why did I even look at my phone? I had to check the time, Mandeep, and now I just lost my thing. I've got a few things I want to talk to you about. I think you should pick a couple of these cards first and foremost.
Okay.
Let me try and gather my brain. And what do I want to talk to you about? We're going to have to, go on, grab a couple of cards. Randomly. Give me, how old are you again? 22?
33.
33. So let's get 6 cards.
6 cards.
Yeah, I was messing with you. I know. Let's get 6.
Okay.
3 and 3 make 6, eh? Talk to me about your partner.
Laura.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you meet her?
I met her climbing.
She a climber?
Yeah, man. I go to the castle.
She would like literally on the rocks and all that.
Yeah.
Finsbury.
Green Lanes. Yeah.
Green Lanes,
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Been climbing since I was 12 years old.
Shake me hand. That's why you got hands like that.
Yeah.
You got some, yeah. That's why you got that grip. Okay. Yeah, and what happened? What was you both climbing up a wall?
No.
Break that down for me.
So I was teaching. So I used to go to UCL.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry because I just always interrupt, but I'm like, admit it, Dad, but I'm proud of you because you were lazy. You became a chemist, and you taught, and you're doing all this. You're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
For someone who was lazy and was a class clown,
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to turn that around, or had the help to turn it around, and be in the place where you are right now.
Yeah.
It's nice, and even be as much as I know you, as cool as you are, because you seem really cool.
Oh, thanks.
No, yeah, that's right. Man, deep though, you get me. Come on. No, you are. You are. You seem really, really. But yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, man.
She was teaching in.
So I was quite an involved member of the Mountaineering Society at UCL.
Okay.
And we used to teach people how to top rope as the Freshers Week.
Top rope.
Top rope is basically 2 people are climbing. One is at the bottom, and one person is climbing. The rope goes up to the top and back down to the person, right? So it's a prefixed line, right?
Yeah.
And the person at the bottom has to belay that person.
Belay.
Belay the climber. Belay is taking in the rope as they go up and locking it off. So if they fall in a locked state, it won't move. So if they fall, they'll just stay where they are, roughly. Right? Minus some stretch in the rope.
I'm scared of all that shit, bro.
It'll be fine.
No, I won't go up there, mate.
Okay.
I refuse to go up there.
So we're teaching people how to climb.
Okay.
Right? And this was at the end of my... this is coming towards the end of my degree, potentially. I can't remember the exact
Chemistry degree.
Chemistry degree. I did a master's as well.
Okay. Can you make meth?
Yeah, anybody can make meth.
Sorry.
It's getting hold of the chemicals is hard,
Okay.
right?
Okay. No, I don't know. He said right.
Because
right.
they're regulated chemicals,
Okay.
right? Which
So
is
like-
why in
so
the
like-
Breaking Bad they had to get the matches and everything like that, right?
Okay, yeah, it's the same kind of thing if you was making explosives and stuff like that. It's all
Yeah.
like the same kind of thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's,
yeah. But you
it's
can get
regulated.
fertilizer fairly easily, though.
No, I know about that too. Not that I do anything bad, but I know that you can use fertilizer to make. But there's other things like nitroglycerin, all them kind of things
Yeah,
that
yeah,
make better. Like,
Yeah, but you can make nitroglycerin from fertilizer.
cool. But like I said, I don't know anything.
No. Anyways,
Guys,
so
you've done your chemistry degree, then you done masters.
and then I'm teaching some people, and I remember just seeing her,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, she's got like this indie band T-shirt that like no one knows, and I was like, oh my god, she's so cool. I started talking to her, and then we became good friends for about 3-4 years, I think it was. We went on climbing trips and stuff like that, and I remember there's one time we were coming back from France, and it's just the 2 of us in the car, and we spoke for
2 of us.
we just started like talking in the car for like 8 hours non-stop, and I was like felt quite refreshed by it. But then we were always in and out of relationships, like when she was in one I wasn't, and like vice versa. And then in 2016 we went on another climbing trip, and I drunkenly told her I really liked her, and I did.
Drunkenly told her.
Yeah.
Did you tell her about the T-shirt?
Yeah, well, she already knew about the T-shirt.
Oh,
yeah.
What did you say? This is how you know. What's her name again, Laura?
Laura, yeah.
Laura, I got to tell you something.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like
Is that how it sounds?
I'm saying that's my business. Yeah. Laura,
Yeah, basically, I said, I really like you.
Yeah.
And she was like,
scared.
yeah, she didn't want to break the great friendship we had. So a few days later, after me not remembering, she calls me and she's like, hey, Mandeep, we should meet and talk about what happened. And I was like, shit, what the fuck did I say?
What was
And
you
I'm
drinking?
panicking. Huh?
What was you drinking?
Oh, no, we just loads of wine.
Okay.
Just lots of wine.
Okay,
Like,
cool.
it's Spain, isn't it? So it's like,
Okay.
it's cheaper than water.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
And so we started talking about what it would be like to go out, what would change the friend dynamic, the friendship group that we're in, if that would make an impact. Talked about our families and our like upbringing and stuff, and then we decided to go out.
Cool.
Yeah.
And how was that? Because where's Laura from?
She's from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. And you're Asian?
Yep.
Exactly where you're from again? Sorry, I'm sorry.
India.
You're Indian. So in the they're quite strong cultures.
Yeah.
Two quite very strong cultures that have, like, for me, they have a lot of history.
But there's also a lot of similarities, I find.
Okay.
Right. So like it's quite family orientated, but there's also elements of like the ceremonies that we do. Right? There's the tea ceremony, which has echoes which is a Chinese ceremony, which has echoes to like the Dolly, which is an Indian tea ceremony, almost like that as well.
What's it called again? Sorry?
Dolly,
Dolly.
yeah, Dholli, something like that. So there's also that the way you refer to your mum's brother is like one way in Chinese,
Yeah.
and same in India. You say like mama or chacha, and chacha is like for your let me get this right, is your dad's side's brother, right, and things like that, and like fufuji, and you have
What's
the
the
same
difference, is it?
fufuji, which is like another way,
Fufuji.
yeah, which is my my dad's sister's husband,
Okay.
right? So like the brother-in-law. So there's they have there's a similar thing in Chinese and that kind of thing. Like the way about gifts and honoring your elders and all this kind of stuff. So that's look for more similarities than differences, right? It's like a good way to live life.
What was it like introducing her to your family? And what was it like the other way around? How was that? Was it simple? Was it smooth? What was it like? How did you feel going to? How was it like when you going to meet the parents and all that? Was there, what for you, from your perspective?
So I wrote it down.
Oh, you got you
Like I wrote all, for the first 2 years, I wrote down everything. I used to
You journaled.
You journaled, yeah.
Nice.
Which I highly recommend.
Yeah, I was about to say to you what the benefits for that. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so good.
Seriously, because you can look back.
Yeah. You can look back, but
And
also,
those times were immortalized.
well, I used to burn my journals, but then I've made it digitizing them.
So, you digitized them.
Yeah, I digitized them.
Good.
Yeah. But like the catharticism from burning them is really nice.
What's that word mean? I don't know what it
Cathartic
is.
is like sense of pleasure from something, right?
Cathartism.
It's a cathartic process. Yeah.
Got a cathartic process. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a free language.
You journaling.
So
And you
I
just-
remember
yeah.
writing down meeting her dad, and I was like, I'm terrified by this man. He's like very quiet, like really. He's very nice though. That's the best way I can describe it. He's like you know how they say still waters run deep. He's a bit like that, right? And just a great time. And
Nice. Mum?
her mum I met months before we started going out at a pub quiz, and she was great fun, right?
Cool.
So Laura brought her mum to a pub quiz, and we just had like a good time. And
It's
then
different when
apparently,
you're going out, though, isn't it?
huh?
It's different when you're actually going out. Though.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
your friend then, wasn't he?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had a friend
But then
that was,
she told Laura that Mandeep has is going to
Hot
go out
for
with you, like the hot for you. She knew.
Mum,
behind
no,
you.
come on,
It's
come
like,
on. What's
yeah.
her mum's name?
Caroline.
Give it up for Caroline, man. Come on, come on.
Yeah, man.
She saw it. She saw
saw it all.
She saw the heat in your eyes.
Yeah.
Ha!
I can't remember the time where I took Laura to I think it's my uncle's party or something like that. And then, I introduced Laura before to my mum. I can't remember when that was.
But your dad, what about your sister? Because your sister's the head of the family. You said.
My sister's cool with it, yeah. It was fun.
Nice. And you'll be getting. I'm fishing. You'll be getting
Getting what?
married
Married, yeah.
soon.
Yes.
To Laura.
I'll be like, I'm getting something. It's like, pull out a prize for me.
I mean, you can have some of my energy drink.
Oh, no, cool, man.
But yeah, you'll be getting married soon.
Getting married, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll shake your hand again. Well done.
Well done.
Yeah. Woo! So how was that? The proposal and everything. How did you feel about you getting married? And just tell me all about that. Because it's
Okay.
nice to be in love.
Yeah, man.
It's nice to be in love.
So-
And I love the way you talk about Laura. Because when you change, your energy changed slightly. When you watch it, like, you're going to see it. Even
Okay.
that. I can see dimples in your smile. Like, you're getting, yeah.
So, we got engaged last year in April, and one of my friends is a jeweler. And I asked him to help me.
Jacob.
Huh?
I'm being silly, sorry. I said, is it Jacob? I'm being silly, sorry.
What's Jacob?
Jacob the jeweler.
Oh, I don't know.
No, you don't know Jacob the jeweler?
know Jacob.
Finally, see, you don't know Jacob the jeweler. I didn't know, like, Raymond and Sons and Johnny's. No, Jacob the jeweler, he makes all the jewelry for all the famous people.
Oh, I don't know.
Never heard of him?
No.
You're too rich.
Oh, I'm too rich.
You're you're too rich. Go on.
So I asked him to help me design a engagement ring.
Yeah.
And he lives in Cyprus, and he had to go. He was like, I can't make it. My dad doesn't do that. His dad's a jeweler as well. His story's crazy as well. It's like he's from Baghdad, then went to Holland, and then went to Sweden, and he's living there. Anyway, it's a whole different thing.
Where's he now over in Sweden? Where's he living now?
He's
Sweden?
living in Cyprus now.
Nice.
So, anyways, he got a friend of his to design fabricate the ring, make it. And he was like, "Look, I'm gonna be a bit late to the holiday that I was planning to propose to her." And I was like, "Shit! If I don't do it now, in that holiday, I've got to figure out another time to do it."
Yeah.
So luckily, he flies to Sweden, picks
What a
up the
guy.
ring. I know, flies to Sweden, picks up the ring, and then flies to Spain to come on the climbing trip. So he comes on Sunday, and I'm like, I had to go pick him up from the airport at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "Here's the ring," and I was like looking at the ring, and it was like quite nice. And on Tuesday, I planned it out for.
You was happy when you saw the ring.
Yeah. It came out as I hoped. And on Tuesday, we were planning to do a multi-pitch. A multi-pitch is a long climb that's done over a series of small sections. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get Yaya, my friend who was the jeweler, and his climbing partner to go up first and like set up for like videos or finding a good photo place. Then me and Laura will go up, and then the rest of our friends will come up. We start climbing, and
You dropped the ring.
I didn't sleep at all that night, right? Because I was so nervous. So
Yeah.
And Laura didn't sleep at all because it was her first multi-pitch, and she was so excited. So
Okay.
both of us are like quite tired. Get 5 in the morning, getting there, start climbing, and she's not enjoying it. She's like, "I don't like this. It's cold. I'm tired. I need to go to the toilet and all this kind of stuff." And then, like, I was so scared. I was really gassy. And I was meeting up with Yaya at these belay ledges.
You said gassy when you was fighting.
That's fine.
Okay.
So bad. So I'm meeting Yaya at these belay ledges, right? And these belay ledges, so he's belaying.
It's
his climbing
kafarting.
partner.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Kafarting. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
You said kafarting.
Kafarting.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
no, sorry.
No.
And the belay ledges are about this wide on the table, right? So I'm right next to him. He has nowhere to escape. And I could not stop, and I felt so bad. I was like, "I'm so sorry." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Don't worry about it."
You just, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It was loud as well.
Yeah. And then he goes off, and he's like on a mission to get away from me as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm still nervous about proposing, and we get to a point on the climb. This is like a 250-meter climb.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like a sheer drop down below. And get to this point where it's really windy, and you're going around this corner. So I'm climbing it, and I'm scared out of my mind because it's freaky.
What, on the mountain?
On the cliff, yeah.
The cliff. But you decided to climb up the cliff. I don't like heights. But you went up there.
Yeah, I went up there.
But when you was up there, you was like, whoa.
Yeah. I was like, this is a bit much because the wind was whipping you off, like because it goes around the corner. So I get around the other side, and I'm like, zen. I'm like, okay, I feel chill now.
You got
I'm not scared anymore because all that. So Laura comes round, and she's like, I still don't like multi-pitching. And then I'm like, just go to the toilet then, right? Like on the side of the mountain. She goes, and then feels a lot better, and she's like, I love multi-pitching. And then
number 1, number 2. Not that I need to know, but can you do anything up there? Okay, cool.
and I love multi-pitching. And then she climbs up, and it's great. And we keep on climbing. And I'm like, thank God, she's going to equate this to a positive experience than before when she was like, oh, the engagement was terrible. I'd had a bad time. Then I had to get engaged at the top. Anyways, so get to the top. She's got her own version where I seem to be really shifty with Yaya. Me and him talking about like.
You probably get your
No. Basically, we were just talking about how amazing that last climb was, right? And she's like, "What are you doing?" Shouting up to us and like trying to push us on, and she's getting suspicious. And then she comes up to the top, and I'm belaying her up, and I'm like, "You got to go that way towards Yaya," and she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "'Cause it's the safe way off." And then she's like squinting at me, real sus. she goes off, ties off. We do the clear of the rope, and I'm like, look, she's really suspicious. Well, let's throw her off the scent. Well, let's have lunch, right? So we have lunch and everything like that. And then me and Yaya start talking about how, and I'm like, she's like, the scent's been thrown off a bit.
Yeah.
And then me and Yaya start talking about like times of old, like, so me and Yaya reminiscing, right, of old climbing trips. So there was a time, me and Yaya are both really pee shy, right?
Pardon?
Pee shy.
Peak shy.
Pee shy.
Pee shy. What's that mean?
Yeah, man. I don't like to stand next to someone in the urinal or something like that, right?
Oh, pee shy.
Yeah.
When we finish this interview, I'm gonna show you a video.
Okay.
Yeah, no, pause. Nah, you know what? It's funny because like, I'll just tell you because anyone thinks it's thing. Pause. We get back to the thing. So what happens is there's a guy who goes, the guy goes to the urinal, right? The guy, I swear, guy goes to the urinal. It's a video. It's on Instagram. Guy goes to the urinal and it says Aldi. And he's like, just say the difference in size between him and it's like difference in size between me and you, right?
Yeah.
So he's Audi, and he gets someone else coming, and they're Mercedes, but they're pissing right next to each other in the urinal. So the Mercedes is looking at Audi, he's like, he's looking down, and he's pissing, he's like, and Audi's like,
Okay.
and he's like, goes on for about 30 seconds. Then he comes in next to Mercedes. He's BMW. So Audi's like, Mercedes is like, and so he gets what he was given to Audi, and that's the thing.
Okay.
Do you understand the joke? Yeah. You understand that? All right, I'll show you the video after anyway.
Cool.
I might have to slide the video into the so you understand, so you know it is. Yeah, pause. Man, fuck you, Wilson. Yeah, you're pee shy.
So we were pee shy back then, right?
Yeah.
And we're on a minibus with like a bunch of guys and ladies, and we're on the way back from Wales, and we stop off on the side of the A40, and we go off into the side forest area to go toilet.
Yeah. Do your thing.
So we all come back on, and then the driver goes, "Is everybody back?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're all back." And we slam the door and we bugger off. I got a phone call like 2 minutes later, and Yaya's like, "Hey, where are you guys?"
Oh
no! We left him because he was so pee shy. He was like way further into the forest, right? We just fucking left him. So we spun round, opened up the side of the van while we're still going, and we told him to jump in, and while the van was going. So, anyways, we were talking about that story.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about how we overcame being pee shy, and then I was like, talking about this, I want to go to the toilet. It's like it's like counting all the metal things in the urinal. Take your mind off of that, thinking about peeing and stuff like that.
So when you say pee shy, you can't go if someone is there. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And so now I just like count the tiles or count the screws on the urinal, whatever, right? And it just gets over your
just let it go.
Fear. Yeah, then you go, right? So we were like, shit, we need to pee,
pause.
man.
Yeah, God.
Right? We need to go. So we climb over the side and we're like pissing.
Yeah.
And Laura's
the
like,
side of a mountain.
yeah. And Laura's like, sus. She's so suspicious now. She's like, what the fuck are they doing? And then Yaya's like, we're also discussing. He's like, now we're going to do the photo. And
So you're pissing.
Yeah.
And then you're just talking at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. And then we come back, and then she's like suspicious again, and then we're trying to like talk about some other stuff, and then Yaya goes, "Oh, this is a great place for a photo for you guys." And I'm like, "Yes." He's picked the spot, and he give him my phone, and he's like taking a photo, and I popped the question, and she said yes.
You went down on one knee, like.
And then the other friend.
No, you can't do that, Mandeep. You done that whole long story and just gave me that. Get the fuck out of here. You could have given it. And I just gave it a No, you went down on one knee.
I went down on one knee.
I want to hear this. This is
So I went down on
dreams. You went down on one knee.
I went down on one knee.
And you looked her in the eyes. And when you bust that box, or when you went, because you know when you went down on one knee,
I was like,
that's when she knew what was going on, innit?
Yeah.
She knew what was going on. And then
we have a video of it as well, because the other friend.
Can I have it? Can I insert it into this?
No, you can't insert it.
I know, okay. It's just you're going to get the Mercedes and then you're going to get the urinal video only, guys, okay? Sorry about that.
But, yeah, I can't remember what I said to her.
No, like, what does she look like? And when you like, what does she look like? You know, like.
Oh, she was so happy.
Like,
she was so excited.
and
And,
she's
she was like, she said to me, I fucking knew it. First thing she said.
I fucking knew it, man. I fucking knew it. And she loves you, though, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking lovely, innit?
It was great.
And that's
then-
nice, you know.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the rest of our friends, they were coming up. So another 3 groups of 2.
Yeah.
And the problem was, they were taking their time. Not taking their time. They were struggling coming up.
The wind coming around
Well,
the
it's
side and all that. There's
wind,
loads of
it was
things going on.
wind, it was the sun, and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we had a great time up there, and then they started trickling up, and I was like, shit, we had to like kind of rescue them. So we started like throwing down extra lines to speed it up because we had to be off the mountain before it gets dark,
Yeah.
because the walk off is terrible.
Yeah.
So we started doing this. So me and Yaya started getting
I
into
won't
like
be
rescue
climbing no
mode.
mountains, I'll tell you that for nothing, man.
So we started doing that, like, and then we ran out of water, and I was like, oh, this is shit. And well, we got off.
Could have done some piss, you know?
Yeah. So no, we didn't have to piss anymore. Like,
Oh, yeah,
ran out of water.
yeah, you drunk it all.
So
I
we,
mean,
we get off the
I
side
never
of the
had to say,
mountain.
pause. Chris, leave me alone, Chris, leave me alone, Chris. Go on, sorry, Mandeep, go on.
Then we get off the side of the mountain, and we get back to the cars, and we go to a restaurant, and we're like, "Fuck me, that was very tiring." Then we told our friends, and it was quite nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's a beauty. See, that's a nice story. That's one you can tell the kids when you have the kids.
Yeah. And
Lovely.
And then they won't tell their kids.
They might tell their kids. I mean, yeah, the future.
Yeah, man.
The future's bright.
Yeah.
Let me ask you some questions.
All right, go for it.
What have you got? Yes, thank you.
I didn't choose them, so.
You didn't choose them. You picked them out. No, wait, what we got? We've only got 5. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. What's your first heartbreak, Mandeep?
My first heartbreak.
Yeah.
Can it be does it have to be a thing or a lady? Or...
No, it's your heart.
Oh.
What first broke your heart? It could have been knowing that Santa Claus wasn't real.
No.
It's up to you what it is. I can't tell you what it is.
No. Well, I think it would be finding out that Sooty and Sweet weren't like real.
Sooty and Sweet.
It's sweet. Yeah. You don't look old enough, right? Yeah.
That was really sad.
Yeah. It
That was
really.
really
Oh,
sad.
bless your cotton socks.
Yeah.
What's that from again?
They're puppets, Sooty and Sweet.
From
They was. What program was it from? From the 80s. Sooty, I just remember
They were just Sooty and Sweet.
They were Sooty and Sweet, yeah.
Yeah, the
I'm
yellow
like-
one and the grey. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Sooty. I remember Sooty and Sweet. I remember Morph.
Yeah.
There was loads of little
Yeah,
characters.
I
back in
remember.
the
I
day.
remember seeing it in the shop, like this puppet, and I was like, "That's sweet." And then it's not. It's not talking.
Yeah, it wasn't talking.
Yeah.
Oh, bless your cotton socks.
Yeah.
Bless you. What's the worst advice you've ever been given?
I think the worst advice was
I'm gonna run through most of these cards. I'm gonna try and get you on a speed tip.
okay.
Yeah, that's what
I think I think the worst advice I was ever given was
You got to ask the questions faster if we're gonna
Yeah,
get to the speed tip.
it was like I think it was like relationship advice, where it was like you have to play it safe. You don't respond to them within like. Oh no, I'm alright. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Just work through this now.
Don't respond to them in like the first 3 hours if they text you. And I was like, okay. And I did it.
You play.
And I was like,
someone
that's
else's
so
game.
dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah.
But like also like it's mostly relationship advice. Like you gotta you gotta be mean to keep them keen.
Oh, what?
And I'm like, just because it rhymes does not make it right. Anyways. stuff like
Yeah, you got to know yourself, ain't you?
that. Yeah.
Really?
But like there's a lot of bad relationship advice.
Yeah. What would your relationship advice be for anyone like Mel? Because remember, what would your relationship advice be? One bit of advice.
Just don't hide who you really are. Because they're gonna find out. It's
Yeah, make it. That's good. That's good advice. It's really good advice. What's your earliest childhood memories?
Earliest childhood memory was when I was 2 years old when we came back from a trip. I was wearing my yellow and black shorts, and my mum gave me a bottle of milk.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What's your pet hates?
Pet hates. I hate people chewing loudly when they're eating food. I fucking hate that.
I hear you. What's next for you?
Well, we're going to be building Mega City in Slough, which is going to be
You and your dad, with your family.
family. It's going to be a 55,000 square foot family entertainment centre with like bowling, arcade, laser tag,
Nice.
and stuff like that.
How can I get involved with the mega city and become rich?
You didn't type that one.
No. That was a quick one. What's the best thing you've ever done?
Getting married, I think.
Getting married.
Yeah.
You're not married yet, though.
No, I'm getting married. Well,
The best thing you've ever
Like,
done, or
done.
that's the best thing you're gonna do. Proposing, then maybe.
no, I think it'd be like then, like, start climbing.
Answer the questions for him.
No, it'd be like start climbing.
Start climbing.
Yeah, it's like a very good way to get into like a Zen state. Like,
What?
so-
How would you describe yourself?
nerdy. Try to be quite warm to my friends and strangers. Quite protective of like people and like have a strong sense of natural justice. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Nice. I think you're cool, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I think you're cool. You get my vote. If you died now, would you be content?
I'd be okay with it, not content.
Okay. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Don't compare yourself to others. It's the thief of joy.
How's that bothered you? How's that like hindered you? Has that hindered
It
you?
just takes up a lot of brain space. Like you're like, oh, that person got this and whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like I used to be a bike courier at uni.
You
Right?
used to be back here, yeah?
Yeah, to make money,
Yeah.
to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, I wish I had this, so I didn't have to be a bike courier. And it's just like I see my friends going out to a restaurant and be like, oh, I can't do that, and like it just eats away at you, and there's no point because all you can do is be better. That's it.
Like that. Tell me something about you no one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows, yeah. Doesn't have to be dark. It could be light.
No, you know what kind of personality I am.
Yeah,
That's
you're
how
a comedian.
most people think.
Yeah. You're a comedian. Okay, well, tell me something about school. Tell me about something about school. Go, you know something?
I'm gonna say when he goes to the toilet, he's a Lamborghini.
Is it Lamborghini? Pause yourself, man. I'm gonna put that advert in. I hope I don't get it done for copyright when I put it in. I'm gonna have to find it and show
Yeah,
you.
like, you have to show
I'm
me.
gonna
You have
definitely
to
show
show
you.
me. I think like my deepest fear is it's like just one is the dark, and that's the whole story.
I'm scared of the dark too.
My mum used to put me outside in the outside the
Punishment.
house because if I didn't eat food, and she used to leave me out there for like a few hours in the
How old are you?
dark. Huh?
How old are you again? 38, 33?
33.
I used to get that as well. Not getting put in the dark. If you didn't eat your food, you get in trouble. You
Yeah.
had to eat your dinner.
Yeah.
Kids get away with a lot these days. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
They get away with loads, man.
And then I only remembered that because my sister told me about that happening, and it came
that's why
back.
you're scared of the dark.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was only a few years ago as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mum's a mean lady.
Your mum
Well,
make sure you was nourished.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Because without your mum, you wouldn't be here.
Mate,
She's
I
an
used to-
amazing lady.
I used to just like.
Yeah?
There was one time I remember I was putting peas. I didn't want to eat my peas, so I put them like down this crack in the worktop, and I was like, I'm so smart. And they just coming down on the ground. She's like, what the fuck is this?
I fucking love you, you know? I fucking love you. You know, like, when I was young, we used to have this sofa, and it's like, at the bottom of the sofa, you have these little tassels. I didn't like boiled potatoes.
Oh yeah.
Right? I've stuffed the potatoes under the sofa, like the ones, but I mean, you know, like as a kid,
Yeah.
he's saying, so I'm supposed to eat it, I don't want it, so I'm pushing it around the plate,
Yeah.
So they come in, you're not eating it, no, push it around the plate. And then all of a sudden, they're gone. So they know something's wrong, innit? All of a sudden, I've been there for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, they're gone. And I'm like, yeah, put my plate, like, yeah, I'll finish. No. It was my sister that done it to me. No. She come back, she started investigating. and she found the fucking potatoes under the sofa. She put the potatoes back on the plate, and I had to eat the potatoes. Oh my God. I didn't eat more potatoes again until I was like 30.
Oh man.
Seriously, it really traumatized me, but I feel you. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice.
Yeah, we're finishing now. Last one.
Yeah, best advice is
I want an animal question and then we'll go.
People, you don't think about yourself as much as people think about you. Right?
Love that. Love that. If you're an animal, what animal would you be and why?
A dog.
That's the last a dog, why?
Straight up, man. It's such an easy life.
How much seconds have I got? So, Mandeep.
Yeah, man.
That was interesting. We still need to talk more about how we can combat crime in Finsbury Park and like generally as human beings around the world. We still need to talk more about maybe possibly about finance and things like that. So I'd like to invite you back and we'll have another conversation.
That sounds good, man.
More in depth now, because I know who you are, about specifically about crime, how we can fight it, what's going on in and around our area, and the best way we can be advocates of of change. Also, that the violence against women, I have my own campaign against violence against women. I had something that went on. I'd love to talk to you about that, and we can push something on that as well. Definitely, 1,000,000%. Mandeep,
Awesome.
It has been fucking awesome. Give
Yeah.
me some, man. My man. Mandeep to the house. Come on. As Mandeep, this is live talk with the wizard. Pause. Yeah, come on. Thank you so much.
Oh, man.